With the 3, 4, and 5 bedroom units in new launches like Tembusu Grand going for over $2,300 per square feet. Is it still safe to enter? Will you be stuck in a money-losing property if you buy? Watch this video to understand the 3 important angles to determine if a new launch entry price is safe, using Tembusu Grand as a case study. Hi everyone, I'm Khai. Welcome back to my channel. I help sellers and buyers unlock the best value for their properties and make their money work over time. So, if you or your friends and families are thinking of selling or buying, do reach out for a no-obligation discussion, after which you can decide if we are a good fit to work together. First, we look at the unit mix price difference. Tembusu Grand sold 53% of its 638 units during its launch weekend. It seems healthy overall. However, when we separate the small units, the 1 and 2 bedrooms, from the big units, the 3, 4 and 5 bedroom units, we can see a big difference. The small units sold 78%, while the big units sold only 30%. Does it mean that the big units are not a good deal? Not necessarily so, because people who buy the bigger units tends to be for own stay. It serves as a need to fit into their family life. Now, with URA forbidding reissuing of the OTP for new launches, most buyers need to sell their property to buy, and this causes a restriction on their buying window. And most people buy for own stay are restricted in terms of where they buy because they might want to be near schools, friends or families. It is natural for the big units to take more time to sell. So, we need to deep dive into the numbers to get a better sense of whether the entry price is good. For the 1 and 2 bedroom buyers, most are investors or starting out with their first property, so they can mostly buy anywhere and anytime. That is where we see around Singapore. The 1 and 2 bedroom units get snapped up pretty fast, but the big units take a while to sell. But they are generally sold within 1 to 3 years. This also created good opportunities for buyers to get the big units at Tembusu Grand. Since launch, the big unit prices stay the same, while the small unit prices increase around 30k. At the current prices, the big units are about 180 per square feet lower than the small units. With this price difference, does it make sense to buy the big units? Do you think developers will stitch up the prices later on as units move to satisfy their shareholders' profit expectations? To make sense of this number, let's look at this table that compares the proportion of small and big units in the condo and their per square foot price difference in the resale market for some nearby condos. At one Amber, with a 24% small units to 76% big units ratio, the small units on average are $69 per square foot higher. At Waterbank at Dakota, there are similar number of small and big units, and the per square foot price of the small units and big units are about the same. At the Shaw Residence, with 69% to 31% ratio, big units are on average $64 per square foot more expensive. We can thus see the lower the proportion of the big units, the higher the price compared to the small units. This is just simply how supply and demand affect prices. So, we will expect Tembusu Grand big units to follow the trend in Waterbank at Dakota and be around the same price as the small units in terms of PSF in the resale market. So, this presents a very good $180 per square foot savings for buyers. Before I go to the next 2 interesting angles, if you find my sharing useful, feel free to comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. Even if you don't, it's okay. I'm just happy that you are watching this. The second angle is whether the high floor units or the low floor units are better. We take nearby resale condos like 1 Amber as comparison to get a similar difference for the different floor levels. We will expect the 4 bedroom units to have about 17,000 per floor difference. However, in Tembusu Grand, the per floor difference is only around 11,000k, which means that the high floor presents better value. So for this condo, the higher floors are definitely better buys. Lastly, it is important to understand unit selection, because every property is unique and the wrong unit can be costly and cause a lot of headache to an owner. I want to share an experience with a new condo in another location, which is next to food establishment like what we have here, the Poise Residence. I had a tenant who stayed on the 16th floor, overlooking the coffee shops in the next block. They are within the first year of TOP, they are already getting cockroaches coming out from the coffee shops, crawling out of the sewage pipes in the house, and even coming in from the corridors. And because these are F&B establishments, there will be deliveries of supplies in the early morning, and they will need to use trolley. So, every morning they will hear very loud kick out sound of the trolley when they unload the goods. This can be very disturbing for some people. So, depending on whether you are able to tolerate this, you might want to consider blocks that are away from the restaurants directly beside. Most people do not know about this, but because I'm very active in the rental market and help many landlords rent out their property, my tenants will always feedback the problems of the property to me. and this helped me learn a great deal in terms of what the downside of certain units. These are 3 angles to consider for a new launch. There are many other important factors, but I do not have the luxury of time to share in this video. If you are thinking of buying and hope to get professional advice to avoid costly pitfalls, do contact me for a no obligation discussion. Once again, I'm Khai. I help sellers and buyers unlock best value for their properties and make their money work over time. So, if you or your friends and family are thinking of selling or buying, do give me a call for a no obligation discussion, after which you can decide if we are a good fit to work together.